The presentation. So you guys are all here for the Revival of the Fittest Lifestyle Nutrition Movement Challenge introductory talk. And what I hope to cover tonight is what the challenge is, from like why we're doing it to why what we're trying, like what's the overarching philosophy in making health changes with lifestyle, nutrition, and movement. And then after we kind of lay out the philosophy and why we're doing it, we'll talk about how we're actually going to do it. So the nuts and bolts, the rules to how the challenge works. And then talk about the next steps, how we get started, and how you guys can participate. So if you have questions along the way, please ask. But we gave this talk on Monday, and hopefully worked out all the kinks in the first round. Okay, so the Revival of the Fittest program is going to combine, like I said, movement. This is going to be the exercise piece to the puzzle. We're going to combine nutrition and then lifestyle factors. And by focusing on all three of these, we're starting to bring in concepts that coaches around the gym have maybe talked to you about, but maybe you've never had a clear structure. Because you guys come to group classes and there's a clear, if I keep walking over there and talking, these people are going to miss out. Do that. Does that work? You want to be my camera person?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. If I go off camera, just be like, hey. When you guys come to group classes and the movement stuff that you guys do with us, there's a very clear program to what we do, right? It's A1, A2, 3 rounds per time, whatever. There's a plan. And then, likewise, when you follow nutrition or lifestyle coaching tips, there should also be more or less like a template for you to follow that's going to help guide you to the best, healthiest choices that you can make. So that's really what this is about. It's giving you guys a plan, a structure, and direction for these other two categories. When you guys leave the gym, or if you're not members here at the gym, when you quit your exercise, you stop your exercise for the day, and you go spend the next 23 hours trying to make the best, healthiest choices that you can. Looking at my notes. And this is kind of like your pyramid of health, right? And this is how I prioritize this. And people ask me, I'm a fitness, strength and conditioning coach, so I must think that exercise is the most important part of your health puzzle. And it's really not, right? If you can exercise, all the time, and if you're doing it on top of, poor nutrition habits and a lifestyle that doesn't really support recovering from that exercise and giving you opportunities to de-stress, then that exercise is doing you no good. So we're here to try and build the base of this pyramid through these eight weeks and give you tools that are going to stay with you for a long time after that. This is not just 8 weeks to make a change and then go back to living the way you did before. It's 8 weeks to experience a new way of living that hopefully sticks with you for a really long time and sets the stage for changes for years to come. Some of the benefits that people talk about when they do this challenge range from improvements in their immune system. So I find myself, I don't get sick as much when I follow the rules and the guidelines of this challenge. They experience improved digestion. They're processing their foods better. They're experiencing less constipation, less diarrhea, less gas, less stuff that you just don't want to be happening. Okay? They're sleeping better. If you've ever struggled with sleep, or sleep has been difficult for you for periods of time in your life, you know how devastating that can be to the quality of your life. So improving sleep just by changing some of your nutrition habits. A lot of people will speak about improved energy, not just maybe, not just like, well, improved energy, like I had more energy in my workout today, or I was just more alert for a longer period of time. I was able to stay focused more when I was at work, or in the evening time when I wanted to spend time with my kids, I was actually able to kind of stay present with them, and I wasn't nodding off from just being low energy due to poor nutrition or maybe not moving the right amount or something along those lines. Other things. Body composition changes. Okay? Favorable body composition changes. Some people come and they engage in a new nutrition program because they want to lose weight. Right? And if losing weight is your goal or is a byproduct of following this program, then I'm very happy about it. Okay? However, I'm more happy if improving your body composition, meaning the amount of fat to lean tissue that you have, if that's the goal and if that's what we accomplish, because that's truly what we're chasing, because that, and I'll get to this a little bit later, is more of an indication of whether what you're doing is a healthy behavior or if it's just potentially like a really restrictive lifestyle, something where you're just eating way less and cutting calories and starving yourself and therefore losing weight, which is not really setting you up for success long term. So we're going to be aiming to see improvements in body composition or a decrease in body fat. People talk about improvements in their strength, right? And that's not necessarily from changing anything up here, but just changing things down here. Okay, this is for the athlete in the room. Somebody's like, well, I don't really struggle with these things. I got these things fine, and I'm already working out hard, but I still want to get stronger. So by changing up the way I eat, perhaps maybe how I spend some of those waking hours that I'm not exercising, I can actually see improvements in my performance and my strength. And then the last thing is metabolism. This one's a tough one to measure, or a tough one to perceive, right? How do you know if your metabolism is getting better? But metabolism is more than just like the energy that you burn throughout the day. That's what people think. They're like, I want to boost my metabolism so I burn more energy. But really, metabolism is everything from like how your body processes sugars, how your body processes fats. And so if you go and get like a blood test and you have like high resting glucose levels, right? There's a problem with your metabolism and you're borderline or heading down the road of diabetes. Right? If you go and get a blood test and you have high blood lipids, your liver's maybe not manufacturing or packaging your fats in your body correctly, and therefore you have this marker that says that you're at risk for some heart disease, and that's another issue of metabolism. So these are the things that we can see when people go and they follow up after 8 weeks, just 8 short weeks or 3 months, potentially of doing something like this, and they see that their cholesterol numbers have just gone down considerably, and that their resting glucose levels are actually normalized. Okay. Questions on any of that? No? So all these different things, there must be a reason why they all change or people see benefits in all of them. There has to be some common underlying theme to each one of these factors. And what I wrote down here is the concept I want to touch on briefly, because this is really what underlies the whole lifestyle nutrition movement or holistic approach to improving your health. Okay? And it is figuring out what things that we do are going to impact the signaling or the hormone signaling that happens inside your body. All right, so let me explain that a little bit better. The inside of your body is like this really complicated place that most of you haven't really spent a lot of time studying. But you can start to think of it as like there's a lot of fluid that moves around in your circulatory system. There's a lot of things that are in that circulatory system, including blood cells. And we're just going to consider that like this internal sea that you guys have. Okay? And in that sea, there's all these different factors.